Okay, we're going to barbecue some salmon tonight. I'm going to share my recipe that I learned when I was on the Isle of Skye in beautiful Scotland. So we're going to get started here and follow these directions. As you can see, I've set a fire. We're going to cook it on the indirect method. So I've got charcoal lit and a big pile on one side. I like to light a big fire so we can cook at very high temperature here on our 22.5-inch Weber. Now let's go work on the fish. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen, and I've got a piece of salmon. It's a large fillet. You can do it with steaks too. And what I've done is I've rinsed it with cool water and I've placed it on this pan. So first we're going to put a little olive oil. I like to use California olive oil even though it's Scottish. I'm going to rub that on there. And we're going to put some garlic on there as well. A little fresh garlic. Go heavy on the garlic. Going to get that all on there. And then we're going to add a little whiskey. So you normally like to use some decent whiskey, so we're going to just add that on there. We're going to let that just sit and soak. Then we're going to add a little fresh ground pepper. Going to add a little salt. We're going to finish it off with a little dill. If you like to use fresh dill, that's even better. In our studio kitchen today, we're using a jar of dill. And as always, there's a little whiskey for the fish and a little whiskey for the cook. I'm drinking out of my wonderful traditional quake. Cheers. So you see now I've actually flipped the fish in the plate so that face down it's now soaking in that same marinade that we made. And you can soak it for as long as you got time as we wait for the grill to get ready. Well, our fire's been burning for about a half an hour or so. And as you can see, the coals are glowing and are gray. And we're just about ready to put the fish on. And as I discussed, we're going to cook it indirectly. So we're going to put the fish along the area where the fire is not, and then we'll put the lid on it, and it'll cook indirectly. Okay, let's get ready. Okay, so you can see I've slapped that salmon on the opposite side of the fire, and then I had some of the extra juices left in the pan, and I poured some of those back over it. You can see nicely right there. So now we're going to just put the lid on it. We'll save those juices and slap some of those on a little bit later. So now we'll put the lid on there and leave the air opening above the fire to let it breathe. And hopefully it'll cook at about 400 to 500 degrees. Whoo, baby! So let's take a look. It's been 10 minutes. And how's she looking? Oh, she's looking pretty good. So you see, there's some bubbling going on. And we got a nice crusty patina being developed on that fish. So we're looking pretty good. I think we'll add a little bit of those juices and then put the lid back on and give it a little bit longer to make it nice and crusty. So here we are at 25 minutes and it's nice and crispy and got a lovely color to it. So let's just get that on the plate. Dig underneath it, kind of pop it loose. Pop it loose. Get underneath it. Pop it loose. Get it all loose. There we got it. And there she is. Looking pretty darn good. Let's go eat. Okay, now we're just going to slice it up and serve it. So here we go. That's how it's done.